comfortable. So go ahead and just come into your space. Come into this moment. Allowing ourselves to be here fully. I think sometimes we look forward to our yoga practice so much, and then we get to yoga practice and all we do the whole time is think about what we should be doing or what we need to do. And so let's just give ourselves the space to really enjoy this practice that we so often look forward to. So whatever seat you find yourself in, maybe even saying to ourselves, I am here now. And softening the gaze, I am here now. I am here now. And let's just scan the body, allowing that body scan to bring us into the present moment. That's such a powerful tool. Joining our mind and our body. So just begin by scanning the body from maybe the toes to the head. Naming the parts of the body as your inner eye passes over them. And now let's bring our awareness to our breath, perhaps to the chest, maybe the belly. And notice how the inhale influences the movement of the body. And the exhale. And now maybe just giving a peek at our inner landscape. Noticing if there's any areas that feel relaxed within the body, or stiff or tight within the body. And maybe just saying to those parts, I notice you. And as we embark upon our moving meditation today, just imagine those parts within, those parts that we scanned physically. Imagine that the movements and the breath are there, especially for them. Let's give one more in-breath, followed by a long exhale. Then let's begin our practice with the sound of a single Om. You can breathe in and let the breath go. And inhale for Om. And then we blink the eyes open. It looks like we're all seated. So let's just bring those feet in front of us, the hands kind of behind us. And we'll windshield wiper up the legs. Knees to one side and the knees to the other. And maybe seeing about pressing the hands into the earth as we do that. And feel that, that rebound in the upper back. Feeling ourselves completely supported by the earth, as well as these hips just getting a little bit of gentle movement to start. Yep. And now let's bring the feet to the middle. The knees are still bent. And kind of bring the hands towards the side of the body, kind of towards the hips. Maybe adjust the sits bones if you need to. Let's bring the arms up overhead and feel those sits bones ground. And maybe breathe in, nice guys, breathe into that low belly, creating that self-made belt that we've talked about quite a bit in these classes. And now with that self-made belt and those arms overhead, bring the arms out like a T. Bring those hands towards the earth, the side of the body, just tenting the fingers. And then lean back slightly, keep the back nice and straight, and lift that right foot off the ground. And now point and flex that foot of the right foot. And maybe letting those hands hover over the earth and just feel a little bit more engagement in the belly. And then lower that foot with control and draw that left foot off the ground. Let's point and flex the foot. And noticing where you feel that. It could be in the hip flexor, the outer hip, the low back, the torso. And then lower that foot to the floor. Let's inhale to bring the chest over the hips. Inhale, bring arms up overhead. Exhale, straighten the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good, guys. Let's lean back just slightly. And then bring that right foot off the ground. And finding a variation of our heron pose. The hands can come behind the knee. Shoulders up, back, and down. And let's point and flex the foot here in this shape. Nice, strong torso. And now let's pause with those toes extended and let go of the leg with the hands. Feel those hip flexors. And then lower down that heel with control. And then we're going to draw it right back up. And now flex the foot. Lower that heel to the ground. Bring those shoulders over the hips. Bring the arms up overhead. And now let's exhale to fold over those legs and let that back kind of lengthen. Wiggle out those sits bones. And just like 5 to 7 breaths. And let's let those feet kind of take that yin foot. So relax the feet. We're not going to flex into the face this time. We're going to let them be floppy. And then, yeah, you keep those arms extended if you want. Or if you bring them to the ground, it's just going to loosen those shoulders a little. So if they're extended, that's going to be a little more active. If you bring the arms down, it's going to kind of let those shoulders rest. So find what you need. Breathe in and out. Connecting to breath. Now let's inhale to draw those arms overhead, the shoulders stacking over the hips. Exhale, bring those hands to the side body again, to the sides of the mat. The fingers can tent. Nice, guys. Breathe in. Shoulders up, back, and down. Lean back, activating that belt around the low belly. Point the left foot and then draw that foot off the ground. And then you can bring the hands behind the knee for your variation of heron pose. Nice, guys. And let's point and flex that foot. Opening up the shin just a little. You can rotate the ankle, whatever you need. And then come to a static surrender. Maybe you release the hands from that leg. With control. One more breath. Exhale, lower that foot down to the floor. Now inhale, bring arms overhead, shoulders over the hips. Breathe in. Exhale, draw hands in front of the heart. And now this time, bring those feet into reclined butterfly, but try to do it with no hands. It's those low abdominals. Adjust those sits bones. So we're in a seated butterfly. Inhale, draw arms up overhead. I'm going to turn towards the class. Breathe in. And now we're folded forward, hinging forward, more like it. Bring the hands out in front of the head as far as you can. Reaching, bringing those sits bones down, and then let those hands come in front of the body. We're going to pause here. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. That's going to lengthen the spine. And then bring those hands to the feet. And if your feet were a book, bring the thumbs the thumbs to the balls of the foot and kind of turn those feet towards the sky. Breathing in and out. And in and out. Inhale. Now exhale to lift the heart, lift the chest, bring those hands in front of the body, up and over the head. Yeah, and exhale, those hands come to the side. Now let's bring the left foot in, the right foot in front of the left shin. Get those sits bones grounded. And then draw the arms overhead. And then we'll exhale to bring the heart towards the right, the hand behind us, that left hand towards the knee. Maybe press the left hand into the knee. And let's glance over the left shoulder to start. Yeah, maybe notice the space between the shoulder blades, the heart. Notice the side body. And then we'll exhale to bring the gaze over that right shoulder behind us. Another breath in. And then exhale, slowly bring those hands to the knee. Yeah, and with our gaze forward, let's come into a seated cat-cow. Maybe rounding the spine, chin to the chest. And inhale, dropping the belly, opening the heart up, bring the head back. Rounding the spine. Exhale forward. And then coming into your cow back. Nice, you guys. And then forward, last time, rounding the spine, cat back. And then draw those shoulders over the hips, lifting the heart and the head. And then we'll switch that right foot towards the left thigh, and that left shin is in front now. Wiggling the sits bones, getting seated. Inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale, bring that heart towards that left knee. Bring the right hand to the knee, the left hand behind us. And find that gentle twist. And then we'll start with the head forward over that right shoulder. Breathing in here. And breathing out. Inhale. And then let's exhale to look over that left shoulder. In and out. Now exhale, bring the gaze forward, bring those hands to the knees. Yeah. And then from here, we're going to draw that heart forward and just make some circles with the shoulders over kind of the spine or that right foot, the base of the spine, I should say. Switching directions as needed. And let's bring ourselves to stillness after a couple more orbits. Bring our hands to the heart whenever you're ready. Let's scan the body one more time. Not the last time, but we'll bring our awareness there right now, scanning from toe to head. Drawing the breath in and exhale. One of my favorite philosophers says, don't speak your philosophy, embody your philosophy. And so today, throughout our practice, we can embody Kapodasana, our pigeon pose, the peace, the inner transformation, feeling the immune system strengthened, that inner peace that is our true nature, shining forth just a little more. We can embody that in any shape. It doesn't have to just be pigeon. So perhaps our collective intention of embodying peace today. Breathing in and out. And as you're ready, making your way to standing, coming into mountain pose from our seated position. Maybe taking off your socks if you need to, rolling up a blanket that might have on your mat, and having those blocks handy. And then as you come to the front of your mat, we'll scan the body once more as we grab your feet. As we stand nice and tall and with awareness into our mountain pose. We're going to warm up with some sun salutations today. Let's draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. We're going to come into our half Uttanasana throughout our sun salutation. Ardha Uttanasana, crown of the head forward, the palms on the thighs. Then exhale, Uttanasana. Let's inhale back to plank pose, giving ourselves the time to strengthen the plank. Hold the feet on the floor, hands ground, breathe in. And now exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, and exhale here. One more inhale. And then we'll exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here, guys. Let's give ourselves a space. Our traditional sun salutation is 5 breaths. Breathing in and out. Now inhale, look at the hands. Let's walk those feet forward. And we'll exhale when you get to the top to that forward fold. Let's inhale to a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold one more time, Uttanasana. And inhale to rise up to Tadasana. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Let's inhale, half back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Palakasana, stepping those feet back, hands ground, breathing in. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, forward, Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, out. Another breath in. Out, and 3 more cycles of breath. Good, guys. One more breath in. Exhale, look up at the hands. Inhale, walk those feet forward, stepping forward. Exhale at the top for Uttanasana. Let's inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. That back comes flat, the hands ground on the thighs, the head reaches forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise into Tadasana. Exhale. Good, inhale. Let's exhale to ground that right foot. Step the left foot back and turn those toes out. So we'll set up that Virabhadrasana 2 base. And then bend that knee as deeply as you want. And then as you're ready, think about bringing that left hip to shine forward. And that right hip also shines. And when I say forward, I mean towards the long edge. And then the shoulders also face the long edge and the arms extend outward. So imagine your hips and your shoulders are a square shining towards that side wall. Let's breathe in and out. Now let's inhale to straighten that right leg. Bring the arm behind us. We're reversing our warrior. Viparita Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah. And then we'll exhale, come into Virabhadrasana 2, bending that knee. Bending into the hip, and then straighten that leg, arm comes behind us. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the leg, arm comes back, really good. And then exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Let's pause, breathe in. Maybe exhale to bring that left arm behind you, to that back of the left hand coming to the right hip. And then reverse our warrior again, straighten that leg. And then we'll exhale to bend that knee, bring the right hand on the inside of that right thigh, and bring the left arm up. And you can drape it over the head maybe for a variation of side ankle pose. Ardha Konasana. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Let's exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, lifting the heart and the chest. Fingertips extend beyond the short edges of the mat. Breathe in. Now we can exhale to bring that left foot towards the right foot just a little bit, so we can bring the hands to the mat and step it back to our plank pose, bringing our right foot back. Maybe you paddle out with me, kind of dropping one knee to the floor and then the other, getting our backs, the legs, some awareness. Now let's exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, ground the hands, ground the left foot, bring your right leg to sky. Let's stack the right hip over the left. So maybe move the toes behind us. We can bring the knee into some circles. Opening that right hip just a smidge. And then you can pause static, you can move dynamically. And then we'll inhale to bring that right foot back to the floor. Exhale when you get there and ground, 5 breaths. 2 more rounds, breath. So let's inhale to glance at the hands. And with that left foot, with the awareness on that foot, bring it between those hands. And then pivot the right foot down, the right heel down, the toes face the long edge. So we're gonna come into that Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. So lift the heart in the chest, bring those shoulders over the hips, and then ground into the feet. Feel those hands extending outward. And just imagine again that your hips and your shoulders are square and they're aiming towards that side wall. Inhale, exhale. Now let's inhale to straighten that left leg, bring that left arm overhead, the right arm behind you, reversing into kind of a reverse triangle. And then exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the leg, bring the arm overhead. And then exhale. Good, guys. Again. Exhale. And the arm overhead and pause. And then we'll exhale to come into Virabhadrasana 2. And here for a moment. You can exhale to bring that right hand behind the back, the right hand towards the left hip, and then bring the left arm overhead. Keep that left knee bent this time. Exhale. Sometimes I find myself shifting the weight into one foot or another. So you can distribute the weight of the feet evenly as if you were ripping your mat apart, or if it were tacky, you're just stretching out from underneath the feet. If you do that with the back foot, you feel it in the outer hip a little. Breathe in. And now exhale, bring that left arm in front of the left thigh, the right arm to the sky. You can drape it over the head. Or extend towards the sky and pause. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Now we'll exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Yes. You can heel toe that right foot in towards that left heel. And then bring the hands to frame that left foot. And we'll inhale to step it back to plank. And now plank pose again. Kind of bending the knees if we need to. Letting them hover over the floor. And now exhale to find your plank if you weren't there already. Let's bring the right knee towards that right elbow. And then bring that right knee towards the left elbow. And back towards the right elbow. And let's exhale back to downward facing dog with that right leg in the sky. Exhale, lower that right foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to ground. Now your next exhale, left knee to left elbow. Left knee to right elbow. Bring the knee back to the left. And we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. Now here, ground that right heel. Feel the hands ground. Bend the left knee and stack that left hip over here on the side. You can wiggle the feet or wiggle the knee. Coming into downward facing dog with this left hip open. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now exhale, lower that left foot to the ground. And we'll be here 5 breaths. If you want, lower down to your puppy pose. It's still going to lengthen the back. It's a little more grounding at times. It can feel that way for some people. Exhale. Inhale. Now inhale forward to plank. From downward facing dog to plank pose. And now exhale, lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to look up at the hands. Let's step that right foot forward. And put the left foot down again. And then bring that left hand towards that left knee. And then we'll exhale to draw that left shoulder up, coming to the side into the pose with the left arm up, the right arm in front of that foot. Yeah. Breathing in and out. Now exhale, bring that left hand to meet the right. And then draw that left hand up. Our clamshell at our side angle pose. One more time, left hand to right hand. Inhale, draw it up towards the sky. Breathe in. And now exhale to Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah. We're going to bring our side lunge, our skandasana here. So from this Virabhadrasana 2, maybe bring that left foot a little closer towards that right foot. We can adjust it as we need to. Now from this Virabhadrasana 2, let's exhale, bring hands to the heart. Then our next exhale brings the right heel towards the ground, the toes to the sky as we drop into the left hip into our skandasana. Yeah. Good. Now let's exhale back to Virabhadrasana 2, bending that knee a lot or a little. And then exhale, skandasana. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale and exhale through the movement back. Exhaling to kind of land. Breathe in. Exhale to land on that right. Inhale up. Exhale, let's pause in our side lunge. In and out. Let's exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale to extend those arms, frame those palms, breathe in. Exhale, bring the right hand down towards the right foot, left hand to sky. Now exhale, bring that left hand to the inside, or to the floor, I should say. Pivot the left foot so you're on the ball. And now walk that right foot towards the right side of the mat. Let's drop that knee, and we'll come into a variation of lizard. Bring that right knee out, the hand towards the knee, maybe the left hand on the floor. You can turn that chest a lot or a little. Now exhale, bring that right foot to the floor. Bring the right foot towards the middle of the mat. You can frame that foot. Find just hands stable, and then sweep that right knee back to meet the left. Maybe sway those hips side to side. Now from here, ground the hands, ground the knees, and now drop the belly, point that right to the sky, lifting the heart. Then exhale, knee to chest, round the spine. Inhale, toe to the sky, lifting the heart. Exhale, round chest and knee. Inhale, one more time, toe to the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee to the floor, and then sway those hips side to side. And now bring those knees nice and wide, and we'll sit back into our child's pose. And those arms can be forward if you want. That's going to stretch out kind of your lats a little bit, the armpits. If you bring the hands behind you, it's going to be a little more of the trapezius and the tops of the shoulders. So wherever those arms are, it's going to support different muscle groups and different energies. And we'll give ourselves the traditional 5 rounds of breath, so 2 more rounds of breath here. Now inhale to look up at the front of the mat. Bring the hands forward if they're behind you. Now let's exhale to the table. And then we'll inhale into our plank. Lifting the knees and ball the feet around. You can lower the knees if you need to. And then we'll exhale down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let the breath go, 1 deep breath in and out. And then we'll inhale to bring that left foot forward. Pivot the right heel down for the Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Bring that right hand back and just bring those shoulders over the hips. Glance over those hands. Breathe in. And if you want, you can bring that right foot just a little closer towards that left heel. Bring the hands to the heart. And then we'll exhale, bending that right knee, sending the left heel to the floor, left toes to the sky, Skandasana. Exhale, bending forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale back, Skandasana. Inhale and exhale as you land, we'll say. Inhale. Exhale, embodying peace here. Inhale and exhale through. One more time, go back to Skandasana, Lord of War pose. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Pause. Extend those arms. Breathing in and out. Now let's exhale to bring that left hand in front of the left foot right up to sky. We'll clamshell on an exhale, that right hand down. Inhale, sweep it up. Good. Exhale down. This thoracic mobility, keeping our spine young. Inhale, young spine. Exhale, bring that right hand down. And now plant those hands on the floor. Bring the ball of the right foot to the ground and bring that left foot to the side. Lower that knee. Top of the right foot to the ground. Drop that knee down to the sky or to the side. You bring the left hand to the knee. Bring your variation of lizard pose. Really dropping those hip flexors down on the right side. The knee to the side as much as it's comfortable. Inhale. Let it go. One more breath in. Exhale, long breath out. And then we'll draw the breath in. And the exhale plants that left foot on the floor. Bring the left hand down and then gently, gingerly sweep that left knee back with control to the right, finding our table. Ground the hands, ground the knees. And now we'll inhale. And then exhale, bring that left toe to the sky and the chest comes up. And then exhale, round that left knee to chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, toe to sky. And then exhale, knee to the chest. Last time, left foot to the sky, lifting the heart. And then exhale, bring that left knee to the floor, bring those knees nice and wide. We'll exhale down for child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's inhale, look up at those hands. Exhale to come into table, bringing those knees underneath the hips. And I will gently bring that right knee towards that right wrist. Maybe the left foot, the right foot's towards the left side of the mat. The shin might be parallel with the top of the mat. The shin might be angled. And then let's grab a block first and put it underneath that right hip, that right kind of glute. And then with our other block, let's lift the heart and give those hands. So this is kind of an upright pigeon. We're just going to explore all these variations of pigeon. When you're lifted up, see about dropping that left hip down. Maybe you feel that in that left hip flexor a little more. Breathing in. You might feel that compression on the low back. Now let's exhale to bring the hands to the floor, but keep that chest lifted. And notice how that takes a little bit off the hip flexors. You might notice it in a different spot. On an exhale, gently lift that block up and underneath that right hip. Kind of lower that right hip down, maybe coming onto forearms, maybe the heart is lifted. And notice as that right hip kind of comes closer to the floor, how it changes the shape. So there's all these different waves and pathways to access our hips with pigeon, depending on the support, depending on where the hands, the knees, the hips are. Let's inhale. And exhale to plant the hands. And now here, maybe bring the hands mat distance apart. With that left toe, bring your awareness to the foot. And now draw that left heel towards the glute, the toe to the sky, kind of like what we did in our our tabletop a moment ago. Maybe feel the front of that left leg just a little bit more. Now exhale to lower that left foot with control. And now let's bring the hands to whatever spot is comfortable, so you can press up and bring that right foot back to a downward facing dog from our pigeon variations. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, long spine. Now we're going to inhale up to our plank pose. Now from our plank, we're going to lengthen out those hip flexors. So let's come onto the tops of the feet in plank. And when you do that, drop those hips, move the hands so you're in somewhat of a downward facing, or excuse me, upward facing dog. But really press into the tops of the feet and feel the hip flexors open maybe. Now exhale to lower the knees. And then we'll exhale to puppy, walking the hands in the front of the heart. The hips lift over the knees. One more breath in. And then our exhale brings those hands into the shoulders and our body back to table. Inhale. And now let's exhale to bring that left knee towards that left wrist. And again, that shin is maybe parallel with the top of the mat. It might be at an angle. And then bring that right knee back. And let's bring that block underneath that left hip to start. The left, I guess it sits bone. And then bring the hands onto the block in front of the body. So our chest is upright. And as you do that, press that right knee down and feel the right hip flexors open. Couple of breaths here. One more breath. Now exhale, move that block out of the way, coming a little bit closer to the earth with the heart. That block is still underneath the hip. You might notice it kind of more in the upper glute. And maybe the outer hip, anywhere along that part of the body. We're giving lightness to the lower half of our being. Now let's exhale to gently remove that block. And maybe you bring that sit bone closer to the earth and you can bring the hands down. That right knee might want to slide back a little. Kapodasana. And pause, just like we had it in that table earlier, toe to sky. One more breath here. Now slowly lower that right foot to the ground. And we'll make our way to that downward facing dog. So however that makes sense for your body to kind of unravel out of your pigeon. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lengthening out that spine that was compressed in a couple of variations. Lengthening out the backs of the legs. We're still compressing the hip flexors. So that's why we're going to inhale up to our plank. And then from our plank, we come onto the tops of the feet. And then we'll drop those hips and arrange those hands. So it's kind of like a flying upward facing dog. And as you lean those knees and thighs into the earth, that's what stretches out the hip flexors. Breathe in. And out. Now let's exhale to lower the knees. And then come into table. Exhale. Maybe sway those hips side to side. Back and forth. Now let's exhale to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Like exhale, lower down to around the middle. Inhale, or the Mukha Svanasana. Let's press it back to child's pose. Exhale. Breathing in and out. One more breath in. Exhale, look up at the hands. And now we'll just wiggle our way onto the front of the body, bringing the elbows, the forearms, the palms forward, lengthening the legs behind us. And then from here, bring the heels and the soles of the feet parallel with the ceiling. And we'll just bring the right heel towards the sky, pressing kind of the right hip into the ground, really active back of the leg, and lower that right thigh down. Exhale to press the left foot into the sky, activating the back of that left leg, breathing in and out. And lower that left thigh down. Now let's let the legs come nice and long. And we'll inhale to lift the head. Here into our crocodile pose, which is those elbows on the ground. Soften the front of the body and bring those knuckles, the fists underneath the chin. Soften the gaze, just like a crocodile on a riverbank. Just rest. And if you want, you can come into your Sphinx, which is the elbows a little bit more under the shoulders, drawing elbows towards the hips. And offer a little back bend here. Exhale. Now let's lower that left hand to the ground. Bring the right arm out in front of the mat and gently just roll over onto that right arm, onto the side body. Pause on that side body. And then we'll exhale onto the back body. Now this back body, bring the knees towards the chest, a little asana. Swaying or rocking side to side. If you want, you can make circles with the knees, drawing them to the chest, to the side, and away from the body, over to the side. On an exhale, maybe you bring the hands side of the foot or to the big toes and find a happy baby. Ananda Balasana. Let's begin to soften the gaze and maybe bring a 4 count inhale and exhale to the breath. Bringing us into a resting breath, a resting consciousness. And now we'll exhale to lower the feet to the ground. On an exhale, drop the knees over to the right side of the mat. And maybe that right foot comes on the outside of that left thigh. You don't want it on the outside of that thigh. Just wing chill by bring the legs to the side. And for your yin yoga, or this is kind of our deer pose variation. Bring that right foot to the floor, off of that side, and bring the knees to the sky. And then when you're ready, exhale to drop both of those knees over to the left. And if you want, that left foot can come on the outside of that right knee, or just keep those knees where they are towards the left. One more breath right here. Breathing in and out. And another breath in. And then our exhale brings those feet to the ground, the knees towards the sky. And if you want, maybe lift those hips and the low back to the ground, bring those legs to the sky. And just give yourself a little legs up the wall variation. So you can begin to bring just a little bit of additional stillness into your space, the low back on the floor. And then as you're ready, let those feet and those legs come to the earth. You throw some socks on. Find your blanket for your shavasana. This resting shape. Allowing this piece of our pigeon pose to radiate into our shavasana.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it's so good, right? Exhale. Allowing that inner landscape to revitalize and replenish in our shavasana. Let us all dedicate our lives for the sake of the entire humanity. With every minute, every breath, every atom of our bodies, we should repeat this mantra. Dedication, dedication, giving, giving, loving, loving. That is the best mantra, the best yoga, which will bring us all permanent peace and joy and keep the mind free from disturbances. Bringing our awareness to our heart space. Repeating that mantra to ourselves. Dedication, dedication. Giving, giving. Loving, loving. Cultivating that permanent peace within. And we can embody that peace to those around us in thought, word, and deed. Allow that to marinate within your heart for a few more breaths. Dedication, dedication. Giving, giving. Loving, loving. May we embody peace and we embody our philosophy. However you'd like to close class, bring yourself to that position. And this reminder that shanthi means peace. Let's breathe in and exhale. Inhale to close. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste. 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 Namaste, Nani, Mila. Namaste, Dorothy. Namaste.